Hey there, and thanks for joining me today. Today I really wanted to go through kind of a tech piece. So if you have had your business sort of in the offline world and you're looking to get online, the first thing you're going to need is a domain name. So I thought we would just quickly run over that today. So whether you have had a business in the past that maybe you're just running off of a Facebook page, or you've had another website set up or no website at all, and you're looking to create a new one and kind of get going either under a new name or a second location, what have you. So you're going to need a website, and to get that, you're going to need the domain name. So I thought we would just quickly run over that today. I'm going to use GoDaddy for our demonstration today, so I'll just flip over there. You do not have to use GoDaddy. I think they're the #1 domain name registrar, but there are plenty of other good companies. I just kind of got started with GoDaddy, and it was simpler to continue to use them. But the nice thing with them is it includes a security certificate for your site, and it includes privacy. So a lot of other companies don't have that. That's included in sort of the main domain name fee when you purchase it. So whoever you decide to use, I think Namecheap is another good option for domain service, and I have used DNS Simple before, and we're good as well. So whoever you decide to use will do the exact same thing. The setup might look just slightly different, but they're all going to do largely the same thing, and you can perform the same search function. So with GoDaddy, we can just type our domain name in here, and we'll do that in just a second. But I just wanted to talk to you quickly about what a domain name is. So I know this was something I was confused about when I first got started, and a domain name simply is this, which most of you probably know. There's also hosting, which you have to take care of. And that's something separate. So recently it was kind of explained to me that your domain name here, your URL, that's sort of like the address to your house, and then the hosting would be the house itself. So you can have a domain name and no hosting, so you wouldn't have a website, but you can reserve the name, which would sort of be like having an address without a house on the lot. Or you can have, obviously, both, a name and a house. So you can do both, but today we're only talking about registering this name. So you'll need to do more than that if you're setting up your website, but this is sort of the first step. So for today's example, we're going to create a website for a stable, and we're going to call it Blackbird Stables. So maybe it's a riding lesson stable, so Blackbird Stables, that's what we're hoping. Or let's try stable, and we'll hit search here. So we're hoping to get blackbirdstable.com, and we'll see if that's available, which it is. So we can get the .com, which is excellent. I'm in Canada, so it also recommends the .ca. If you cannot get the .com, which most of the things I've looked up, I have not been able to get the .com, sometimes you have to play around a little bit with the name of your website to get exactly what you want. It should be something, ideally, that's easy to remember, easy to spell or pronounce, and if you can get the .com, that's definitely the preference. Again, if you live in, say, Canada, the UK, Australia, you might have something else, like .ca, .au, .uk, that would be common for your market as well. So that can be okay if you're say a local, like a riding stable would be. There's obviously a geographic area that would pull towards that. If you were selling horse feed or say dog collars or saddles or something like that that doesn't have a geographic area that's drawn to you, definitely I would keep looking till you can find a .com. But either way, I would say a .com is preferable. It's easier for people to remember. So you can see if for whatever reason, again, this one is available, but if for whatever reason it wasn't, your domain host will likely give you some other options. So we could do .net, include a little hyphen instead, org, so add a the in front. So you can kind of play around with this. If the .com wasn't available, we could do, say, Blackbird Stable Calgary, and do a search for that. and see if that was available. So we could add a location. We could do Blackbird Riding Stable and do a search for that. So again, I'm not going to take you through a bunch more examples. I think you get the idea. But it's just a matter of playing around until you can get something with the .com. But that's all we need to do. So let's go back to Blackbird Stable and do our search. And for all of this so far, I have not been logged in to my account. So you can do this just as sort of a member of the public if you want to see if your domain name is available. If you're a brand new business, you don't have, say, a company name, maybe you're throwing around a few ideas in your head, I would do the domains search first, see if it's available, and if not, I'd look at maybe changing your name. If you have not already set up a business, if you're just kind of in the beginning stages, I would really look for that .com if you can. So in this case, it's available. So all we're going to do is go add to cart. And we can go to our shopping cart here. So it's going to ask you what you want here. So I would say it's kind of all the security stuff. GoDaddy already includes some security, so I would just say no thank you to this one. Otherwise, it'll just charge you a little bit extra. We're not going to build a website on GoDaddy here, and I'm not going to do an email through them. So we'll say no thank you and continue. So we can see we have our registration. For 2 years, it would be $28. So your first year is $3, and then the next year is $26. The longer you go, generally, the cheaper it is per year. Sorry, we'll leave that at 2 years. But you can see they always give you a good deal when you start. So I already have an account, so we'll set that. I won't show you my account, but I'll log in here and come back to you in just a second. All right, so that will take us here. I've already put in my credit information under the payment tab and signed in using my existing account. If you don't have an account, you'll just have to set up a username and password, just like any other website, and then it will take you to this screen here. And that's about it. So we just have to hit complete purchase. As I said, I already put in the payment info, and it would go ahead. I'm not going to do that in this case since I don't have a business called that. But that's all we would have to do there. So just one last thing I wanted to show you here. This one does include basic privacy protection. Again, if you're using somebody else, just make sure that they do as well. I would suggest you upgrade for basic privacy protection. Otherwise, when you register your domain name, your contact information that you fill in will be available, I'll say, to the general public, and you'll find that you get a lot of spam calls and emails and things like that. So if you can, I think it's about $10 a year typically to hide it, but that will save you some spam calls. So I would just make sure you have added on this privacy protection. Again, with GoDaddy, it's included, so not a big deal there. But that's all we need to do. And if we go to, once you purchase, if you are using GoDaddy, if you go to the Domains tab, you would see all your domains listed here. It will tell you your website, when it expires, so how long you've paid for. Like I said, in the previous example, we used 2 years, so it'll tell you when that expires. If you wanted to sell your domain, here it gives an estimated quote, and then whether or not you're automatically renewing or not. Again, you can see whether these had basic privacy. So simply after you purchase your domain, that's what it'll look like in your account. And that's it. So from there, you could continue, look for a few other domains if you have to. Nothing too crazy. So that's all we have to do. Again, you can go to any domain registrar, type in whatever domain you're hoping to use, hit search, see if it's available, and then pay for it, of course. So pretty simple to do. Again, it's well worth doing this before you set up your company if you can. If not, it might just take some creative finagling to get the right name on there. that will work for you if you can't find the .com available for your first choice. So if you are setting up a new website, I hope that helps kind of take care of step 1 for you. This is how everybody's going to look you up in the future. So it doesn't take very long, but it is worth spending a little bit of time to make sure you get a good domain name that's easy for people to remember and type in. So I hope that helps. Thanks for tuning in and joining me today. So if you think it would be helpful to you, I've been toying with the idea of creating a bit of a, I don't know if it'll be a course or a webinar, but on just some of the different website hosts and systems. So there's a few different ways you can do it. There's sort of a more basic single page website landing page. There's sort of your typical Shopify WordPress site, and then there's also some sales funnel type website builders. So I'd like to be able to offer you guys a course or a webinar or something to help you figure out which sort of system might be best for your business. So if you think that might be of value to you, maybe just add a little comment somewhere around this video. Let me know if you think it would be helpful, and I would be happy to create that for you. If you do have questions about your specific business that you would like to address, feel free to get in touch at yourleadhound.com, and I'd be happy to talk with you about what might work best for your business. So with that, I hope that helped you today, and I'll talk to you guys later.